Welcome. Sports show, guys. Sport show number 11 with Brian Rose,
Tricia, Callahan,
and Abel, Tovar.
Welcome, guys. So go right now. We have a new Facebook page. Go right now to facebook.com/YourMCM. That's YourMCM. Hit us up on Facebook, and we are on Twitter. Your MCM Brian, your MCM underscore Tricia, and
I'm
underscore Abel.
Was UCM underscore Abel?
You are MCM underscore, and then our first names: Abel, Boom. Tricia, Brian.
There you go. Hit us up. We're very active on there. We'll talk to you. We'll talk back. All that fun stuff.
I'm active.
I just created mine today.
Yeah,
so
I'm all over it.
I'm not a big Twitter person, but
Yeah, you gotta get into it, man. That's what the kids do now.
I would like to debate with people if they can hit me up on that. I would love that.
Yeah.
I don't shy away from that.
Definitely hit that guy up. So we are brought to you today by the M Vision Photography. Capture your moment forever. For booking, visit facebook.com/the M Vision Photography. So let's get into it. The fan debate.
We're going to start this segment off. This is where the best question submitted by our cave dwellers comes in, and we answer them for you. We're going to go back and forth here between Abel and Brian.
You too,
I'm going to chime in a little bit. All right, we're going to start with RG3. Is he a keeper? The Redskins quarterback RG3 bursting onto the scene with 320 yards, 2 touchdowns against the Saints. Our cave dwellers would like to know, have the Redskins found the QB of their future?
Abel, you want to go or you want me to go?
I'll let you go. Go ahead. I'll let you go. I defer.
Well, here's the thing. 139 quarterback rating. For his first game, 320 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 19 for 26, 73% for passing. It's hard to say, okay, it's one game, and not only that, it's against not a good defensive team, especially on their DBs. They don't cover that well. But to say the least, he is a rookie. He stepped up, played in the Superdome, first big game away. Played good. Did he find the quarterback of the future? My answer is going to be yes. Did he exceed my expectations? No, he kind of met them a little bit. Did I expect him to throw for 300 yards? No. But I did expect him to go out there and do his thing.
Now, if you're asking me, did they find a keeper? Yes. But that's not saying much because of the people that preceded him. It's not like he had much to go on, so anything better than what they had is definitely going to be a keeper. So before, I get it. He had a great game. And statistically, Elias Sports Bureau said it was the best game ever by a rookie because of his no interceptions.
No interceptions. And they're 73% passing percentage.
Right.
Yeah.
Cam Newton had a better, overall statistically, but he threw a bunch of interceptions in his first game.
Yeah.
So Robert Griffin didn't throw any interceptions, but that's because Shanahan molded the Baylor offense for him.
Exactly.
Which is smart. I mean, honestly, I think more head coaches should do that because you should, if that's your best player, that's your number one and most important player, cater to what he does well.
Now, did you expect Shanahan to do that? Because I didn't.
I thought Shanahan was stubborn.
Yeah, I thought he was one of the most stubborn coaches in the NFL. For him to go out there and have 80% of the plays Taylor after the Baylor offense, that was amazing to me.
So, what's that say about McNabb when he had him?
McNabb was just terrible.
He was okay.
I think McNabb.
We're on the same page there.
I think McNabb was out of shape more than led on to believe, than we believe.
He was a big boy. Yeah.
He came in overweight, and I don't think he had the arm strength and the accuracy toward the end of his career. But RG3, every bit is advertised to me. Every bit.
No, I'm not buying the hype yet. It's one game and it's against the Saints. The Saints, like you said, defensively they're just weak.
Yeah,
so
that is true.
Until he plays a tough defense, because everybody says Andrew Luck didn't have as good of a game, but Andrew Luck played a tougher team. So I give RG3. He had a decent game this week, but I have to see it more consistently and more often for me to buy into his hype.
And another thing too is they have a running game with Morris coming in there and doing his thing. They have more of a balanced attack where they can run play action fake, they can run play action bootleg, all that extra stuff that they can run, kind of like when Elway first started with Shanahan, all that bootleg stuff that Elway ran. And toward the beginning of his career, everybody forgot Elway was a mobile guy. He was a mobile guy. At the beginning of his career, he was mobile and he had a strong arm. he's not as athletic as RG3 is right now, obviously, but he did have some of the same traits, and you can see that maybe he's rejuvenizing Mike Shanahan a little bit.
So we're not going to catch you griffining soon?
No, that's stupid. That's so
it's
easy.
everywhere.
It's better than Tebow.
Okay, you know what that says?
I like the Schefter.
He got knocked on his
Schefter,
backside.
yeah.
That's what that says. The griffining means, okay, you got to get knocked on your backside to griffin. That's the only way you can do it.
Yeah.
You don't just get on the ground voluntarily.
Hey, he stood in there.
Touchdown,
He did stand in there.
Blasted.
He
But-
took it. He took it.
All in all, first game, so fun to watch.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
Sunday,
easy.
first Sunday, sit down, first game.
That's the key.
That was fun.
So
Yeah.
did he meet or exceed your expectations?
I mean, I'm kind of with you. I didn't expect him to connect that much,
yeah.
but it was very exciting. And why did I sit Garcon?
Yeah.
It was a bad day.
Oh, yeah, you did.
No, so it was fun to watch. I mean, I'm with you guys. I mean, Vilma wasn't in there, so he hasn't
Yeah.
seen like a Niner defense or
A
something
Niner
of the
caliber
same.
defense,
Yeah.
you should say. But the thing is,
He's not
we'll get into that a little bit later. We'll get into that later.
He's not going to see that this year.
But the big thing is, the Saints defense believed that RG3 couldn't throw it deep, believed that he wasn't accurate. You could tell. Look how close the safeties were playing.
Well, I don't know why they thought
The safeties played close the whole time. They played like almost like a cover one the whole time. And you have a player like Garcon who can speed past those guys. This is a disaster waiting to happen. So we'll see next week if he can continue this once everybody knows what they're going to run. It's
Yeah,
like, okay, now this is the Baylor
He's a
offense, and let's
exactly.
see how
Now
we
they
can
see it,
defend.
they're going to adjust.
Yeah, they're gonna watch for it.
It's going to be, and that's how you, to me, I mean personally, that's how you value a quarterback on the adjustments they make.
Exactly.
Because adjustments are going to be made for them, and like you said, it's first game, and it's the Saints. The Saints they don't even have their head coach or the replacement coach. They're down to the third string coach. So
Yeah.
it's not like I'm gonna worry about him doing the game plan. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He's out there just pretty much letting Breeze coach the offense.
Yeah, we agree on something, dude. Lightning's gonna strike through the studio. It's crazy.
Whoa.
All right, let's move right along.
Because
Mike
I don't know the
Vick
hype.
throwing 4 interceptions, threw the ball 56 times, 2 touchdowns. Does Andy Reid trust Vick more than he should?
It's hard for me to say this, but yes, I think he does. If you look at some of these plays here, he threw way too many times. 56 passes for the first game of the season. That's ridiculous. And look how many yards McCoy had. McCoy had 110 rushing yards, not including passing or receiving. 110 rushing yards. He could have easily got close to 160, 170 yards if they would have gone to him. So is he trusting him? Yeah, definitely. Andy Reid, dial it back 40% at least.
I wouldn't say he's trusted him. I'm saying Mike Vick has had not one but $200 million contracts in his career. Two of them.
Yeah.
So I think with the Eagles owner coming out and pretty much putting Reid on notice that his job's on the line, I think Reid's coming out and letting Vick know, hey, you got to earn that money now.
Yeah.
You have to perform. So he's making him throw. I don't agree with it because I don't think very highly of Mike Vick. I just don't.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, honestly, he's not very good. He's not durable, not accurate. He has a cannon for an arm.
Yeah.
But he gets lucky to me. And so the 4 interceptions against the Browns, where they had to pull out a last-second victory, to me, come on now. They should be blowing out the Browns if Mike Vick is supposed to be the $100 million quarterback that he is. And because they struggled so much and he threw 4 interceptions, honestly, he looked to me as bad as Brandon Reed.
Yeah.
That there was really no difference between them.
And it's sad because you look at Michael Vick, he has all the tools to be a great quarterback. He has an arm, he's athletic, he can scramble, get out of the pocket, he can throw on the run. All these intangibles that he has is between the shoulders. That problem between the shoulders where, I mean, if I can read a defense, if I could tell this linebacker is going to cover here, don't throw the ball, and you're going to run and you're going to throw the ball right to the, right where that linebacker is. If I can tell that, he should be able to, especially if he's getting $100 million.
But here's the difference: you watch film. For the show, we had to watch film to get ready for it.
Yeah.
Mike Vick admitted until last year, what was his 9th year, that he started watching film.
Yeah.
Come on, like that's and
$100
$100 million
Yeah.
contract. And you're gonna tell me, oh, you just barely started. That's like me hiring a construction company, have $100 million, and they go, hey, you know what? I just started reading blueprints. Don't worry about it. I'll get this up. Don't worry about it. No problem. I'm not with that.
Doors are doors, man.
I can't.
Cement. No.
For $200 million, I'm sorry. I don't think highly of Mike Vick, and he hasn't shown it. And more teams are gonna press him to pass.
I understand that. I just think that when you pass so many times, 56 passes in a Week 1 game, they're going to drop 7, maybe drop 8. They're only going to rush 3 or 4 at the time. Why not give McCoy more chances at breaking one, or more chances handing him the rock? Because he had the ball, I think 16 times, 15 times, and still had 110 yards. It was open for him. It was ready for him to explode that game. That was supposed to be his game.
No,
I mean,
100% right.
In the second half, just to take a look here, in the second half where Vick threw his 3 interceptions, McCoy averaged 5 yards every time he touched the ball. Give him the ball 2 times and down. It's the first down. You move the change and keep going.
But you can't blame Vick. He doesn't call the plays.
Yeah, that's true.
That's Reid.
That's true.
And maybe that says something about Reid, that he's on his way out the door and maybe just doesn't care.
It's starting to seem that.
Because if you have Shady McCoy, why wouldn't you give him a majority of the carries?
Yeah.
Honestly, they should run first, pass second.
And
especially if they want to keep Vick healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is very hard for him.
Because he had one where he scrambled and he took a shot and he fumbled it.
Yeah,
but he recovered it. But still, the shot he took, he got sandwiched.
Yeah.
And whenever you see Michael Vick in anything like that, you automatically think, oh, he's gonna get hurt.
Yeah. He's gonna get up. Let's see if he gets up. Yeah.
What's the report gonna be tomorrow?
Exactly.
All right, Peyton Manning had his first regular season game in 2 years. Peyton Manning had a strong showing in the season opener against the Steelers, 19 for 26 passing, over 250 yards with 2 touchdowns. As a Colts fan, our fan here from Southern California, Stuart, it was hard to watch number 18 complete pass after pass, like he never missed a beat. I'm starting to think we should have kept Manning and sat Luck on the bench for a year or two. Your thoughts?
Actually, when he sent me this, I thought about it a lot. I was like, you know what? Aaron Rodgers sat. It did him good. Why not sit Luck a year? Because when he threw Luck threw a lot of picks. And Manning, watching him play was amazing. It was like, did you really just sit out a year? And with a new team to boot, new offense, new coaches, to watch him tear up the Steelers defense like that, it's like a work of art. And quite honestly, I miss that. When he retires, there's going to be a little void in the NFL.
Okay, Stuart's a Colts fan.
Yeah, big time.
So of course he wants. If I can have a fantasy team with Peyton Manning and Luck, of course I do it. But the reason they got rid of Manning was money. If they kept him this year, they would have to pay him $25 million, and still Luck was guaranteed in his contract, I think, $24 million.
Yeah.
So
but it was over years, but it's still guaranteed.
Well, yeah, but you're still talking $50 million over 2 players only.
Yeah.
So to me, and then you have the health risks and everything. I mean, honestly, yeah, he had a good game, but will he hold up 16 games like that?
Yeah.
It's not guaranteed. He could take one shot and this neck could just go out. So I think Stewart should be happy that they got Luck. They're not going to have a good season this year. Like I said, I had him at 8-8 at best. But the future looks bright for him. Because his stats were statistical. Yeah. They were identical to Manning's first game. Yeah. I think it was like a 7-yard difference.
Yeah.
That's it. But other than that, he should be happy with Luck and be happy that Peyton Manning's gone. Because, I mean, honestly, out of Manning, what are you going to get? 3 years at the most?
Yeah.
He's got a good 12 years coming out of Luck.
Yeah, I think Luck is... They shouldn't worry about Luck. They should worry about surrounding him with more talent.
Yes.
They need to get a running back in there. They need to get better at the offensive line. They need to get better defensively at the DBs. I mean, they have a lot of work to do. But I'm sure when that GM and that owner of the Colts sat there and watched Peyton Manning on the Sunday night game tear up the Steelers D a little bit, you can't tell they got sick to their stomach. Pretty sure they did.
Well, again, but would you take a couple losses for $25 million?
But I can see why. A good, smart move, yeah, it was.
It's a business.
If Luck turns out to be the person that everybody thinks he's going to be.
Honestly, that's why I didn't buy into the whole RG3 thing. RG3 had a good game, but I think overall Luck's going to be the better quarterback.
I can see that.
Career-wise, Super Bowl-wise, he's just going to be better.
I can say I can't say they're gonna win the Super Bowl because I just don't trust that organization without Peyton Manning in it. Just watching how much he disguised all their issues, I don't know if I can trust that organization to surround him with the team to even get back to a Super Bowl.
But that's why I like Luck, because I think he's exactly a carbon copy of Peyton Manning. I think he's the type that's gonna hide those problems and help them out. I mean, he's the smartest quarterback coming out of college. He calls his own plays. He was running a pro style in college.
Yeah, true.
Calling audibles and everything. I didn't see RG3 doing audibles. He was just
no, they were running that Baylor offense to a T.
Yeah.
The play was already determined when he got there, and I didn't see him check out of a play one time when I watched the tape.
All right.
So, what did you think when you saw Peyton Manning? Did you think, oh man, he's back, or did you think he still got some work to be done? Or?
I think in a sense he's back, but he has some work a little bit through some things I saw, but I kind of agree both sides. I played both sides a lot, so I think it would be good for Luck to have Manning. I think it would be great, but I think the same sense, you got to get rid of him at some point, but they need some ammo around Luck, so exactly. I think Peyton's going to be fun to watch. But yes, getting through 16 games after being off for a year and getting hit like that.
Yeah. And watching John Elway and his little owner's suite back there, smiling, cheesing. He was even listening to the plays going into the helmet. He wasn't doing that with Tebow last year.
But you know what? We'll see in 3 years, because if Osweiler, the third string quarterback, doesn't pan out, we'll see how much he's smiling in 3 years. Because, like I said, that's the most you're going to get out of Peyton Manning.
I think that's all he wanted. He just wanted. He needs to need a Tebow
come alive. Yeah.
We'll see, because people they're prisoners of the moment. And everybody's fine with Peyton Manning now. But in 3 years, when they're losing, everybody's going to want John Elway's head.
It's going to be turnover. But we'll see how bad they are. As a Raider fan, I hope there's a hell of a turnover.
A Raider fan for now. All right, Matt Forte. Is he unhappy? He just came and received a $32 million contract after the game. Forte expressed some concern about the goal line touches. Our cave dwellers would like to know, as a Bears fan, should we be concerned?
With what he said, it's kind of taken out of context, and it was in the media a lot early this week. But this is exactly what he said. It's been happening my whole career here, so I don't know. Forte said when asked about finishing drives, that's the coordinator's call. So people thought, he was expressing some concern about not getting the ball at the goal line. And the coordinator made those calls, and the coach made that call for a reason. When it was 3rd and 1, 4th and 1 last year, Forte didn't deliver. So that's why they went out and got a Michael Bush for times like that.
Yeah, rest him a little bit.
Forte is a great player, man. You just got $32 million. You got the contract that you wanted. Your team scored 40 points. There's no reason he should complain about anything. I mean,
maybe he's worried about his fantasy owners.
That's what I was thinking. Like,
very thoughtful of him.
He's got 30.
Throw your real life team under the bus by fantasy, please.
I just didn't understand it, because
maybe he'd win a trip to the Super Bowl with his fans.
Maybe he had one of those Bud Light fantasy things, and his name came up. I don't know.
No, I know you get $32 million. I think it's good for him though to sit down a little bit and get some rest in between those downs and let Michael Bush run the ball. Keep him healthy longer. Get him another $32 million.
And he knows. I mean, any smart fantasy player has to pick up him and Michael Bush, right? I mean, he has to know that. But in all seriousness, I think that it was good. Not good, but it's kind of bad for the team and for him to even say something like that.
Yeah.
What is Michael Bush supposed to think? What are the coordinators now? They're going to think twice. Going to put him in there and in the third and goal situation at the 2 and try to have Forte punch it in. It's not going to happen.
I love this. I love it. Because honestly, as a Niner fan in the NFC, the only serious competition I saw so far is the Bears.
Yeah.
Now with him going out and saying this, I mean, they won. They blew him out, and he should be ecstatic that they won. He should be team first. And with him coming out and saying this, to me, that's a seed for destruction. Him by saying that, I mean, honestly, what are you going to complain about? He got his contract. What else does he want?
Yeah, I just didn't. It was kind of weird that statement. I think it's probably men. We have a tendency to have some mojo. Have the what we call it. Wear our cojones on our sleeves, so to speak. So when we get passed up, we're supposed to be the guy, and we get passed up on something. This is the first time we open our mouths and say something stupid. I bet you if he had the chance to take it back or to reword this a little bit, he probably would.
$32 million. My cojones are cool with that.
You are a whole different breed of man.
I'm just saying. I mean, really, does he? What's his room to complain?
Fantasy people. He's trying to please his fans.
I had trouble finding his angle too.
That's why all I got is fantasy.
It's selfish, right? Bottom line, it's selfish.
He wants the TDs for long term.
And in any team, one person, especially a main player like that. Yeah. It's gonna slowly self-destruct the team. And like I said, they're the only competition I really see in the NFC for the 49ers. So if they're already starting, that little thread starting to come out the sweater, you just gotta keep yanking on it. Yeah. So I mean, honestly, I don't think that the coordinator is going to change their game plan because he's complaining.
No.
I already gave him $32 million to shut him
It's working for them.
They scored 40
He got 8 more touches than Michael Bush. I mean.
Exactly. So it
it's going to elongate his career.
Right.
If him and Michael Bush, Michael Bush is 28, 29, so they're not going to be together that much longer, but the time they are, he should cherish this, So
maybe pick something up.
And it shows he's not concerned with winning, though. He wants glory. And by all means, as an fan, that's great.
Get him that glory.
I have no dog in any of those fights with the 49ers or the Bears. So,
Focus on
you guys fight it out as much as you want.
Focus on being a star.
No, we got a Monday night against them. That'll be...
Exactly.
Hello.
So, you Cave Dweller, Jesus.
Hello.
Cave Dwellers, go ahead and send us in your questions. Keep sending them in on Facebook. Keep sending them in on YouTube.
Twitter.
We will go ahead and put you on the show. If you guys want to call in or you want to do your own segment, we're going to pick out winners for each show. So go ahead and send those in too. And we're going to send out a lovely t-shirt randomly. We're going to pick. You guys want to do a random person from Twitter or for Facebook?
Both.
Okay, we'll combine them both and we'll pick a winner. We're going to send you guys a Bear Locker t-shirt coming up in probably, let's do Saturday for the USC game.
Yeah.
So give it away. Do a little quick video for you guys.
We'll do it.
So the fantasy bust and fantasy breakouts. I can name 2 off the top of my head, and one I'm sorry you didn't put in, Gorsan.
I know.
I know that hurts.
A bust for me was Chris Johnson.
Yeah.
Just he didn't go 4 yards.
Yeah.
That's as far as Chris Johnson went.
That is
4 yards.
11 carries, 4 yards.
That was my first pick.
Yeah.
Against the Patriots too.
But I still won. I mean, everybody can bag on my team out there. I still won.
Yeah. Tell them why you won. There was a phantom touchdown call that wasn't a touchdown that you got points.
Against who? Who was it?
It was
Flacco. Flacco threw that 30-yard pass.
It doesn't matter. Flacco's my quarterback,
Bolden.
and he's going to win it for me.
No, he bobbled it.
It's touchdown.
Let's talk about I won. As of my next week is kind of rough though. Let's talk about it.
And also a breakout. We talked about him a lot in this first segment, but of course RG3.
A lot of people sat him.
Yeah.
Which is
I sat him in my work league actually. In my other league, he scored almost 30 points.
Wow.
And I sat him. Yeah. I sat him for Flacco though, so it's okay. Flacco.
had
23.
Wasn't
so
bad.
Wasn't bad. So coming up next, we're going to get into our top performers of the week and our top 10 plays for week 1 in the NFL.
Woo-hoo.
Coming up next on the Man Cave Sports Show.
Digger, you might win some, but you're from Carolina. Never underestimate Jers to understand. Amp.
Hello, Impact Business Solutions has helped my business tremendously. And there are many occasions when I find that I need fast capital to operate. At those moments, I call Impact. In a week or so, I receive the cash that I need. And I don't have to bank qualify or go through a lengthy process to prove my credit worthiness. I get an advance on my credit card receivables, I get them up front, and I pay it back with 15 to 20% of my credit card sales for about 6 to 8 months, depending on how much I need. So if you need fast cash for your business, don't keep stressing, get relief, call Impact Business Solutions. You can call them at 800-651-8179. That's 800-651-8179. I do, and they're a great solution.
Hey, listen up.
Are you a fan of the Lingerie Football League, the fastest growing professional sport in the nation? Then we have an app for you, Ultimate LFL. With Ultimate LFL, get the latest news, videos, and Twitter alerts on the Lingerie Football League. Always stay up to date and in the loop. Ultimate LFL, only available in the Google App Store. Download it now. Ultimate LFL.
Rhapsody, and my girl, I'm ready.
Welcome back to the MCM Sports Show, your MCM Sports Show with Brian Rose,
Tricia Callahan,
and Abel Tovar.
So, we're going to break down the top performers of the week and then get into the top 10 plays. But first, let's talk about a guy that nobody really trusted last year in the clutch, Tony Romo. He was my top performer. Actually, it was between Peyton Manning and Tony Romo, kind of flip the coin, if you will. I went with Tony Romo. A lot of people don't put a lot of weight into the quarterback rating. I don't really understand it. I mean, how can you grade somebody on a scale of 1 to 180? I think it's the perfect score. Like 184, actually.
What,
the QBR, the quarterback rating?
No, it's 154.8. It's just
that's weird. It's weird. But hey, his rating was 129, which is still really high. And 11 yards per throw. He did throw an interception, but 22 for 29. Pretty efficient, and he was against a pretty decent defensive team in the Giants. So I went with Tony Romo. Yeah, who'd you go with?
I went with RG3.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Impressed for week one.
Definitely. That's all we're going by. We're not going by what he's going to do, what he might
just
do.
This week.
Just this week.
Just this week, Abel.
And
Now give it to us.
Alex Smith?
Oh, I knew it!
What's wrong with that? Alex Smith.
I was totally joking.
Because everybody called him the game manager. He came out and he slung it around this week. But again,
how many passes did he throw?
26.
That's not. It's 26
20
for 30?
for 26.
That's not bad.
It's efficient, and he got his 200 plus yards, and he got 2 touchdowns. What else do people want from him?
He did have Moss deep a couple times and didn't throw it. And I think he had
Crabtree one time.
And he had Crabtree one time too.
Okay.
And he didn't throw it.
And he went for Moss on that one.
Yeah.
But still, and that reminds me, Aaron Rodgers, he's a dishonorable.
Because he's not wearing.
He made a bet with Boyz II Men, who sung the national anthem, that if Green Bay lost, he would have to wear a Alex Smith jersey on Monday, and he backed out of it.
Oh, wow.
He's backed out of it. I have no respect for Aaron Rodgers no more. Bay Area born, whatever, Bay Area representative, he's banished. Sorry, excommunicated.
Well, I'll tell you this. I think that the Packers are in trouble. They're weak on the inside. They're weak on the outside. Charles Woodson one-game experiment at the safety is terrible. I thought he was a better tackler. Better tackler than I saw on Sunday. But the scheme that they're running, something has to be done. I mean, they're not even tackling guys. It's not even just a scheme. They're not even tackling guys. They just weren't ready to play.
Their offenses were carried them last year. And I'm sorry, with playing the 49ers had them at 7 points at the third quarter.
Yeah.
Green Bay said they were 5th all time with points per game last year.
And they had to rely on the special teams to even run the kickback to make it close.
There
was two. Now
2 of them.
I remember you Facebooking me. I was like, you still like those replacement refs when that happened?
It went both ways.
It did.
It went both ways. I can't hate on them, but I'm just saying that was bad. It made the game interesting. But honestly, if it wasn't for that, it would have been. They would have had only 7 points going into the fourth.
But and also they have to do something with running the ball. If they can't run the ball when you only rush 4, Benson or no Benson, anyone, something has to be done. Some type of scheme, zone blocking, or change something. But if you can't run the ball when you have the best defensive team in the league, dropping 7 and 8, there's no way you're gonna pass.
3.
Did you see how physical those cornerbacks were? That's ridiculous. I haven't seen a defense play that, I should say, up close in a nickel and dime defense. That was impressive.
They're awesome.
Very impressive. But we'll get into that later.
Super Bowl, thank you.
Oh, Super Bowl. Week one. Like, you all cheers. Like, you're showing your cup. Oh, get out of here.
Don't get us started on you this early in the show.
So,
Please.
What about your defensive player of the week?
I liked Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis was balling.
He was out of control. He had Dalton running for his life.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
I didn't say anything. Don't give me your dirty looks. I was letting you finish. Go. I didn't say anything. It's not my part. It's not my turn.
No, I just chose Ray Lewis. I think he was very exciting to watch. I know I get into the whole thing, but he had Dalton run all over the place. You know, he didn't have Suggs with him. He's my choice for the week.
You got Abel.
Kind of talk. She gets mad at me. So I don't. Mine is. I gotta go with Bowman.
I'm trying to be like more out and not choose Niner.
I don't care.
I know you don't care.
Bowman got that key
Bowman,
interception.
Bowman was a gangster.
Because
Bowman was actually my top 3. I was between 3, and he was up there with me. So I'm not gonna.
Willis was out a majority. I think he was out 2/3 of the plays that the 49ers
26
ran.
plays.
Right.
He was
The
out
49ers
26.
ran, and they kept Bowman in.
Yeah.
Because Bowman apparently is better pass coverage,
Yeah.
and that interception that he had on Rodgers, he baited him into it.
Yeah, he did.
And it was beautiful. And honestly, I mean, looking at it from Rodgers' perspective, I don't know how he ever threw that ball. I mean, Bowman was there the entire time.
I think he
still
thought Bowman was kind of spying, not actually in coverage, and when he backed up more than I thought. Aaron Rodgers stretched his arm a little bit too much. It was just a bad throw all around.
And Bowman's got better hands than given credit for.
Yeah, and that's what it is.
And he's got better hands than Willis. Honestly,
I'm
it's
willing
a
to
debate
argue
going
that.
who's better.
I think for Willis, Willis is the team captain on defense. He wears the green dot. He wears the green helmet. The plays coming in, he calls it. To have him out 26 of the 49 plays they ran, something like that, 46, 49 plays they ran, that kind of says something. He's going to I think he has to stay on the field a little bit more because I'm looking at that. I think he's the best defensive player on the team, especially in that front seven. Okay, let me if I'm the opposing team, I'm Chicago coming up. Wait, when do you guys play Chicago?
It's a Monday night, not
the Monday night game in Chicago, right? I'm going to put 4 wide out. I don't care if I'm running or not. But 4 wide out, get you guys in your nickel and dime. Bowman is in there, and Willis isn't.
But see, that's okay. And just because you said that, that's how offensive coordinators and quarterbacks are looking at it. Like, oh, Willis is out. That's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Well, there's a debate going back. Bowman might actually be better than Patrick Willis. If you look at their stats, their tackling stats, he's had more tackles than Patrick Willis, and he just has better hands.
I think Willis is a better run stopper. And he can get to the edge
But see,
faster.
Willis can do both. I mean, not Willis. Bowman can do both good. He may not be able to stop the run as well, but he can do both good. So if you're drop offs, especially if you're dropping 7, 8 in coverage, you need a linebacker that's got good hands that can cover.
And
so
speaking of
you go with Bowman.
Yeah, speaking of a class act guy, the team captain on defense isn't complaining that Bowman's getting
not at all
getting the reps.
Oh, he was actually interviewed.
He's not being a Forte.
Yeah,
because a lot of people made a big deal about that, and they asked him flat out, "Do you have a problem with it?" He said, "No." He said, "We got the W. I don't care. It's fine."
So that's Chicago Bears. Take note. Take offense. Take
Forte.
note. Offense and note. Whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
But I had it was between Bowman, Fletcher, and Rondé Barber, the old veteran. And I went with Rondé Barber.
Still playing?
He's still playing. He got an interception, 5 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and a sack. He was balling out. And the times they threw the ball towards his direction, he was making a play towards the ball, and of course he did pick one. But Fletcher, did you see him going after and tackle? Oh man, yeah. Fletcher's 39 years old, chasing the running backs to the edge, beating them to the edge, tackling. It was just amazing
There's
to watch.
Some special athletes.
Amazing. And him going up there and still going in coverage and getting the arms on the ball. Awesome guy. So let's get right into our top. Oh no, actually, our new segment. Your MCM. Who are you, bro? Player of the week.
I don't even know your name. What's your name? Turn around. Let me see your name. Turn around. Let me see your name. Turn around. I don't know you, bro. Hey.
I don't know you, bro.
So
I don't know you, bro. Andrew Hawkins. Last year, Andrew made the team on the practice squad, then worked his way to the active roster. His father, Artrell Sr., actually played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and his brother, you might know him pretty well, was an excellent DB for the Bengals from 1998 to 2003. And actually, Coach Belichick actually picked him up to play for Boston for his last 2 or 3 years in the league to
That Patriots team?
yeah, that Boston team.
That Boston?
Yeah, to play for them to help him get to the last Super Bowl runs, even though they didn't win, but he was there. This is an awesome guy, and I actually picked him up on a couple of my fantasy leagues. He is fast, speedy, shifty. He is a sure-handed catcher. You throw the ball in his direction, he will go get it. He won't let the ball come to him. As you can see in these plays here, it's almost like a screen, and he can change directions with the best of them. So you guys don't know him, but now you do.
I don't know you, bro.
Kevin Ogletree, my pick here. Now, okay, before fantasy people get all crazy and go pick him up because he had 2 touchdowns, I'd say
I tried.
Leave him sitting. Leave him sitting. If you haven't heard of him, it's because he's been in the league for 4 years and hasn't done anything. He had a hell of a game against the Giants. 2 touchdowns, 114 yards, 8 receptions. But before that, he has done nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. If you look at his career, those 2 touchdowns are the only ones he has. And he has 4 years under his belt with 11 games played in his first season and 14 in his third. So, I'm sorry. He had a great game. I wouldn't call him a breakout player. He, opened eyes wide. And he's the great third receiver on the Cowboys. But fantasy owners, leave him on the bench. Don't even pick him up. Don't even waste a spot.
But he did pretty good for him, though.
He did great. I mean, honestly, he was the difference in that game.
That could have been everything for him, though. He could be great from here on out with Miles Austin getting hurt all the time.
But see...
That boost, that potential, Abel, that potential.
Potential.
Well, potential applies to him because he hasn't done anything yet.
The reason why I liked him because even on the scramble, and Tony Romo had to scramble a lot. Like, he was running for his life even on a lot of these completions. The way that he adjusted and ran towards the empty zones was pretty amazing for a guy who had sat the bench for 4 years. But it's like these two been playing for not like a better of 4 or 5 years. So to go out there and see this like that chemistry that they had.
I know you, bro.
Let's talk about my guy, running back Alfred Morris for the Washington Redskins. 6th round draft pick out of Florida Atlantic. This last week against New Orleans, he rushed 96 yards with 2 touchdowns. And Shanahan said Alfred was the right guy for right now. He's their starting running back, and coming up on St. Louis this week, he could go off again. And I think that if he's on your fantasy or if he's available, I think you should pick him up. I think that they might put RG3 not throwing that ball so much because people are watching him. So
don't look my direction. I want to get my
and with Shanahan starting that, not starting, but perfecting, I would say, that zone blocking. Morris is perfect for that zone blocking. When he gets tackled, he falls forward. And there's not a lot of those fall forward type guys in the NFL. He's a hybrid fullback, hybrid running back. You don't have a lot of those in the NFL today. Kind of reminds me of Bettis a little bit. Just a little bit. The
Big
way
Jerome, the bus?
Yeah, the bus. How?
Is this the little yellow bus?
Yeah, the short bus. Yeah, he does have to prove a little bit more, but every time he got tackled, he gained another yard or 2 at least. So I'm expecting big things from this guy. Big things from this guy here. And you can see here, even in this run, he has the moves too, and the spins. And when Bettis did that, he was coming out. Bettis had one good run, then he had to come out for 2 or 3 plays.
Oh, yeah.
And this guy looks like he's still going to be in there for him.
Morris is going to have to carry that load if RG3 is going to have to do anything. I mean, if they keep it balanced, they're both going to benefit. If it goes one way heavy or the other, they're both going to suffer.
Yeah, definitely agree there. All right, so that was our new segment.
Which was awesomely put together.
Thank you. Who are you, bro? So every week we're going to try to bring a new player that you haven't heard of, but is balling out in the NFL. So let's get into our top 10 plays of the week. Our top 10 plays, because that other 4-letter network sucks.
So angry.
So the first play, we got David Akers, 63-yard field goal late in the second half. He bounced the ball off the crossbar through the upright, 63 yards right before halftime, tying the NFL record. And Janikowski also has a little bit of that record against the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field. He hit a low line drive ball that pwned off the crossbar, and instead of bouncing back onto the field, it bounced through and good for 3 points. And then watch him get celebrated, and for the team to pick him up, and the shock and look on his face.
All right, we got Matt Schaub, who connects with Andre Johnson. Schaub perfectly executed fade pass to Andre Johnson, elevated the lead to 24-3 at halftime. Schaub's right hand must have been a little stiff from signing his new 4-year $62 million contract extension that includes $24.75 million guaranteed and a $15.5 million average per year.
Ooh, look at him balling.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Give me that.
Catch.
That was a
I mean,
good catch.
that's why Johnson is Johnson. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what he gets paid for. At number 8, we got Mark Sanchez to Jeremy Curley. On a 2nd and 6 at the Buffalo 12, Sanchez found Curley with a beautiful pass for a touchdown to give the Jets a 7-0 lead that they would never come close to relinquishing. The drive lasted 8 plays and 61 yards. Sanchez was stellar. He completed 19 of 27 passes for 266 yards and 3 touchdowns and wasn't sacked. Now, he did have 1 interception.
Number 7, Darrell Revis interception. Revis is one of the Jets' primary playmakers, which displayed against the Bills on Sunday when he pulled an interception that set up for New York's first touchdown of the game. Actual reports surfaced that he suffered a concussion in the 4th quarter of that game, and he is now questionable for the Week 2 matchup against the Steelers.
All right, this one goes to my cousin Carrie. I had him pick up Frank Gore. Frank Gore runs a touchdown. The 49ers took complete advantage of a weak edge play by the Green Bay Packers defense with a 23-yard run by Gore. With only 16 touches, Gore managed to pick up 112 yards on the ground, with this being his 1 touch of the day. 1 touchdown of the day.
Let him just bust over at the end.
He
Right
did get
here.
cracked right
Smooth.
here, though. Bam.
And he just
Olay.
lays back like, okay.
Gotta love
But
it.
see, this is the weak edge we're talking about here. Look at Woodson is the only guy to get there to kind of touch him. But look, that should have been a tackle.
Hey, give
Yeah.
credit to the blocking, all right?
It's blocking
That
the
And the
was-
weak
cheap
edge
shot,
play.
terrible.
That was
Number
lovely.
5, we got Big Ben Roethlisberger throws a pick 6 to Tracy Porter. Fresh off a 1-year contract to get his career back on track, Tracy Porter still shows he can bump and run with the best of them. Picks Big Ben and takes it to the house. Porter has missed 21 games in his career due to injury, but he still managed to perform on this play here.
Look how physical he is up here. I miss DBs like this.
It's actually awesome that Porter's on Manning's team because in the Super Bowl when he was playing the Bears, he picked him
That's right.
and returned it for 6.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 4.
Number 4, Matt Forte, one-handed catch. He made the one-handed catch against the Colts linebacker, taking the ball 31 yards to the Indianapolis 3. Cutler concluded the drive with the bullet pass to Marshall for a 14-7 lead. Forte had 120 all-purpose yards with 0 touchdowns. I wonder, did he want to run this in after he took it to the 3?
All right, number 3, Drew Brees throws a touchdown to Jimmy Graham. Drew Brees hit Graham for a 20-yard touchdown pass in the first quarter to make it 7-3 New Orleans at game time. Graham, who was targeted 10 times in the game, Graham caught 6 passes for 85 yards and a touchdown in the season opener. However, the Skins came up with a big win on the road.
You know Graham's number 1 fantasy tight end?
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's money.
Number 2, Robert Griffin III, first touchdown in the NFL. After a play-action fake, Griffin dropped back to his 4-yard line. He shrugged off a heavy hit from Saints safety Malcolm Jenkins and then launched a deep pass to wide receiver Pierre Garçon, who was cutting across the field. It was the longest offensive touchdown for the Redskins since 1987.
Right now we just got a Twitter. Josh Poino would like us to talk about RG3 the whole time, and we will be epic.
So I take it he's from Washington?
No, he's from here. All right, number 1. DeMarco Murray breaks off a 48-yard run. DeMarco dances and does the tango with at least 3 or 4 New York champion Giant players before he breaks to the outside for a 48-yard run. After looking at game tape, Murray said this: "Looking at film, I could have probably walked into the end zone. I definitely made a mistake, but I thought they were so far in front of me that I wasn't going to be able to outrun them."
Look at this. What?
He's great. Honestly, I've loved him since last year, but he needs to stay healthy.
Not top player of the week.
Who do we got
Here we
here?
go. Oh, cut off. But it was the Raiders, actually, not top player of the week.
Oh, that's awesome.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
we
I got
had a
shirt
wardrobe
there.
change.
Oh, yeah. Look at our buddy. Come on, get in front of that camera.
Handmade.
Come on, get close so they can read it. And Brian wrote all this himself because that's how he feels. He hates the Raider Nation. He hates you guys.
What does this say here? Come show off what this says. Abel, come
What? Let me see here.
I can't read backwards.
The Niners are greater than the Raiders.
Yes, there we go. Faithful are stronger than the nation. We all know that. He loves Alex Smith.
Oh,
He loves all the Smiths.
All of them. Oh, look, all of them.
We got Justin Smith,
Loves the
Alvin
Niners over his
Smith.
heart. We got that. And Harbaugh for life. He wishes he was in silver.
I was gonna
black,
write-
red, and gold forever.
Harbaugh, please adopt me, but because he's trying to get on that bandwagon.
Trust me,
Oh.
Raider faithful, I will burn this. 'cause
Raider
this-
faithful.
The Raider. The
garbage.
nation.
Raider faithful, I will burn this.
Is that the
and
same
cut it
Raider
up.
faithful that was booing their team on Monday night?
Dude, they were booming. Look, you know what?
What?
We're going to touch on it a little bit now, and then
No,
we'll
no.
finish it off with a knockout punch at the end.
Hold the shame for later.
Yeah, let's just hold it.
Yeah,
Let's
because
hold
my
it.
friend was watching the game with her son, and he asked if it was Halloween. Okay, all you guys do is dress up and act.
Thank you.
That's what we do.
And you guys have the nerve to talk about 49er friends, and you guys
We want to
willingly
sip wine.
dress in pirates and
You know what? That pirate and that Darth Vader is probably a 38-year-old doctor saving lives.
doctor. Yeah, really. You want to bet on that? You want to bet?
He's
I'm pretty
saving
sure-
lives
I'm
in his
pretty sure
spare
we
time.
can get his
I'm
identity.
sure he's
I
on
highly doubt it.
unemployment, and we're paying.
Highly
It's
doubt it.
expensive to go to a game.
He's a doctor
I
from
understand.
TJ.
I-
You got
Honey, I am.
you got to pay the parking. You got to pay the ticket. You got to pay the food. I bet you he's a doctor. Watch.
It's $40 to park at Candlestick right now.
Hey, I think it's going up to 60 on the new park, isn't it?
That's why.
Oh,
I'm thinking it is. Yeah, it's $100 to park at the Dallas Stadium. That's a
That's
Damn, really?
reported that.
Yeah,
I
and
thought you
it's- because
reported
they have
that
the screens out
last week.
there. It's like a certain parking lot where they have that big screen where you can watch it, so you can tailgate and watch a game. I think at the same time.
I'm not gonna pay $100 to tailgate. You must be out your mind. So I'll have to wear this shirt because I lost the bet. I went 7-9. I whiffed on Seattle and Green Bay. You disgust me. Minnesota. You only won by 2. What the hell is going on there? And
that was
I
at
did
the
pick
final
the Jets.
moment.
I was right on the Jets. I give myself credit. I pat myself on the back
what
for
is
the
that all
Jets.
about?
I pat myself on the back for the Redskins. But everybody else, terrible. Just terrible.
Yeah, you got lucky with a
Oakland,
couple
and
there.
Cincinnati. Cincinnati.
Can't wait to get to that section.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
So let's actually. You guys want to break down for the week 2? So let's break down week 2 games.
Do it.
So the first week, Green Bay at Chicago. I'm taking Chicago.
I took Chicago.
I'm going Green Bay.
You're going Green.
I'll go
You think they're
against-
gonna do it, huh?
I'll go against Green. Well, I just know that 0-2 for them would be horrible.
It's good, and
I'm
especially
still not
at
sold
Lamb,
on it.
they're at home if they lose again.
2 in a
and I
row,
have
exactly.
a
I
soft spot
want-
for Aaron Rodgers. I do.
Well, yeah.
I know.
But-
He's
Yeah.
dishonorable bastard.
Well, yeah, that kind
bastard.
of. If I could get my hands around his neck,
Soft spot around the aorta.
I think
put that Smith jersey on.
now if Chicago, because you guys play Monday night, right? If Chicago's
No,
on the
No. Oh, we play Chicago Monday night.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so if I would love to have those 2 teams undefeated that Monday. That would be an epic Monday night game.
Oh, that would be.
That
awesome.
would be epic. So
And honestly, I was thinking that it should be like that.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
That
that
was
will
an
probably
awesome thought.
decide the NFC right there. Who's gonna have home field advantage for the NFC?
No, I'm looking at the New England game. That's gonna be the Super Bowl matchup.
That's the Super Bowl matchup, but I'm talking about the NFC matchup.
Oh, we're good. We're in.
I think that Chicago game is gonna be real important.
I'm sorry. If Urlacher is their anchor on D, we're good.
They did pretty good. Well, they did decent
Yeah.
without him last week. New York Giants at Tampa Bay. I'm gonna take Giants.
Took the Giants.
7.5.
7.5 points. Got the Giants.
Oh, Tampa Bay's upgraded defense and offense.
Yeah, they look
They
good
look
on
real
defense.
good.
They've
Yeah.
upgraded.
So, but
I'll go Tampa Bay.
yeah, okay.
Is anybody writing this down? 'Cause
I am.
I'm not.
I got you.
Okay.
All right.
I got you, Abel.
Thank
So
you,
what's
you.
the week
I'm
3?
prepared.
Who got week 3? New England at Arizona.
13.5.
No, actually Arizona at New England. 13.5. New England always covers. Last year they covered on these high spreads.
I'm all day
But-
in New England.
On Arizona and Price Peterson.
I think Arizona has. This is going to decide. This is going to say how stupid or how smart I am in this game here. I think Arizona's defense showed a little something last week.
All right.
Darnell Dockett showed a little something.
Yeah, he did. So I'm going Arizona. I don't think they're going to win, but I think they're going to lose by 10.
Oh,
So that's why I'm picking Arizona.
I'm with you, Arizona.
I will be on the other side of that one.
You go New England.
Front
huh?
runner.
All right, we'll see. I'll be calling you like, oh, you wish you would on.
Oh, this
No,
game right here.
Minnesota and Indianapolis.
I'll put a little
Yeah, put a
asterisk
little-
right
the
there.
skunk fest right here.
Yeah, this is going to be like that Raider game on Monday late.
No,
night.
nothing else is gonna be like that.
That's epic bad on its own. That's
Yeah, that was.
you gotta separate that from the rest.
Yeah.
I love
I
it.
don't know
I
if the
love
Raiders
your
do.
shirt though. I
Yeah,
love
this-
your shirt.
Love it.
I'm taking this off as soon as we go to the next
No,
commercial.
Oh, you earned
and then
it,
we're gonna
buddy.
frame it and put it right here.
The
over
nation
this.
earned it for you. That's right. We are saying it.
We are saving it. You'll probably wear that shirt
we should
a lot.
give this away. We should give this away.
I will sign it.
Yeah, sign it
All right.
and give it away.
We'll sign it and do it.
Or anything. Yeah.
All right, hit me up on Twitter. You are MCM _, Tricia. And I will give you this shirt if you want it. You got to beg and plead for it, but I will give you this shirt. You got to be a Niner faithful.
No. Raider fans, hit her up.
Yeah.
Come for it, Halloween.
Burn it for your man.
So Buffalo at actually I skipped one. New Orleans at Carolina. I'm taking Carolina this game.
Who did you take the last game?
I took Carolina again last week.
No,
I'm
Minnesota.
talking about Minnesota Indy.
Oh, Indy. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Indy.
What about you,
Indy.
Abel? I was too busy twittering.
Minnesota and 1.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a pick 'em. It's a pick 'em.
I'm gonna go Indy.
I think I think Andrew Luck is too smart. I think they're gonna bounce back a little bit. I definitely don't think he's gonna throw
He
multiple
played the Bears.
interceptions.
Yeah, he played the Bears in his first game. You gotta give him some kind of slack.
Yeah, that's true.
Minnesota ain't got that kind of defense.
New Orleans at Carolina. I got
Did you pick
Carolina.
somebody?
I picked Minnesota.
Okay.
I
Oh,
just
I'm
want
going
to be on
against
the
the
other
grain
side.
on everything. All right.
A lot of underdog. I got a lot of underdogs this week. Yeah, Carolina, New Orleans, Carolina.
I went New Orleans.
2.5, New Orleans. Yeah, I'm gonna go New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Oh, I hate myself for that.
Buffalo at Kansas
you
City.
won't.
This is going to be another ugly game.
Yeah.
Kansas City basically no-showed against Atlanta last week. But and Buffalo came late. They came to the game late against the Jets. I'm still going to pick Buffalo the first game at home. Kansas City traveling all the way there. I'm definitely going to take Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Kansas City.
Of course.
Man, we are opposite sides
We
of
don't
the
even have to
spectrum.
ask you, probably.
No, I just
If I pick the Niners,
Buffalo's bad. I'm saying, Buffalo's bad.
All right, so Philadelphia and Baltimore. I haven't even picked this one yet.
Baltimore.
Are they?
They're
wait,
at
am I looking
Philly.
at this
They're
right?
at Philly.
Philly's favored.
Philly is favored
Philly
by
is
2.5.
favored.
You're
Oh,
looking at that correct.
Vic's gonna get hurt.
I'm gonna call after the show and bet the money because that's ridiculous. People favored them after that game against Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Baltimore. Put me down for Baltimore. They're going to wax them.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and take Baltimore, too. You talk me into it. I'm not going to.
Wow.
I actually might think about putting money on that.
That's
Actually.
amazing.
No, and Vic will get hurt. He's gonna get ran over.
Well, they
Are
don't
these
have
Vegas?
Suggs.
Are these Vegas spreads or where'd you get them from?
These are Vegas spreads.
Wow.
Yeah. If Suggs was in there, yeah, but I don't think anybody's going to. They're going to put
Even
pressure
that-
on him, but not as much.
What's the guy in for Suggs? What's his name? He showed up.
Yeah,
he was there. I don't know. Vic is either so high or so low. He's either dangerous or he's safe.
Yeah.
And
There's
he's
no
got to
in
win this
between.
game.
There's no in between.
There's no
with
in
Vic.
between for him.
Yeah.
So he's got to win, and he's gonna get ran over, and he's gonna be like, "I'm hurt."
He is going to get blasted.
Because he's like, I'm gonna win for Andy Reid's son. I'm gonna win because of this. And he's
You
not
better
gonna win.
win for you,
So
buddy.
that ass, he's gonna fall
your
on his ass,
job.
and he's gonna be hurt. He's gonna be like, that plate doesn't help me.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
Because that backup is
Keep it moving. Okay, this is the game of the week. Oakland at Miami.
Oakland,
a
baby.
must win. A must
Yeah.
win.
For
In the
who?
second week. It's a must win for Oakland in the second week of the season.
Yeah, because
Sad.
I went with
Broncos
Oakland.
won. Of course, the Chargers won. Kansas City lost, but I don't think Kansas City is going to be in the mix as much as people thought. But yeah, we do need to win this game. Miami's terrible. Their offense.
Not defensively.
No, defensively, they're always been
They
good.
stopped the run.
Yeah, but McFadden only had 56 rushing. Actually, the highlight of the Raiders period was Carson Palmer. He threw for 260 yards, no interceptions, 2 touchdowns.
Come on.
The highlight was watching that long
on.
snapper.
No, that was a low light.
And
That was a
That was
low
a high-
light.
Don't
That
blame
game
the
was-
loss on the long snapper. I'm sorry.
I'm not,
game
but that was the funnest
Oh, it
part
is.
to watch.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. Because he just threw it and never even looked back.
Dude,
He was just
okay,
like,
I was
it got
gonna
there.
say
That's what it got there.
I know the Raiders playing on a baseball diamond. The long snapper threw freaking throwing ground balls. He was
throwing all day.
Leckler was fielding ground balls.
Leckler
and
at second.
Yeah.
Bam.
I mean,
Lost it.
it was terrible. It was just terrible.
Leckler boots it.
But yeah, I mean, anytime you give a team that field position in the second half, I think it was like 50% of the time they had the ball on the Raiders side to start. You can't win a game.
The block was awesome because he just threw it back and didn't even bother blocking.
He didn't block. He's like, yeah, I got the snap somewhere back there.
It
and
got
then
there.
didn't
Don't
block.
worry.
I mean, the Raiders, even though they... we'll talk about it.
Abel, are you going with the Raiders?
Yeah.
I'm actually. No, I'm going Miami. I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm sorry.
I figured you would.
I can't.
I know you can't side with the Raiders.
Just be. Well, yeah. Well,
They could be playing.
It's a must-win.
Tannehill's
State
a
in your
joke,
pick
though. I mean, I
close.
can't
It's a
even
must
watch
win
that.
for them, and it really is, because
is.
their next games don't get any easier.
It is.
But I still think, even if it's a must win, first of all, that whole new era garbage, it's not. It's even worse than before. And Miami is good at stopping the one thing that Raiders are good at, and that's the run. So if McFadden can't
All right.
run, they're done.
We'll get into Oakland a little later. We got Cleveland at Cincinnati.
I'm going Cincinnati.
I went Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Houston
Plus
at
7.
Jacksonville, 7.5.
Houston.
Yeah, definitely Houston there. Dallas at Seattle. I picked Seattle here.
I went with Dallas. I had high hopes for Seattle, and I think that they can still maybe pull something together, but I don't know. Something in me is just like, maybe Dallas has got it right now. It's at Ogletree.
No, come on now. Come on.
Trust me, the last thing I want to do is do
don't
anything
buy the
Dallas.
hype.
No, I know.
So what are you doing?
This was from my
Ooh, this
secret.
is a tough one.
Your
You know what?
secret pick
I'm going to
there.
go Dallas just because of the way Wilson played against first-team starters. He had a decent game, but he's not as good as everybody made him seem. I mean, even though he got that last pass to Braylon Edwards on his hands and he dropped it, but still, he had to have a 4 timeout to get that pass there. So I'm going to put it on Dallas just because if this game was later in the season, I would pick Seattle.
Dude, speaking of the
early.
4th timeout, I know it's getting off topic a little bit, but if he would have caught that ball, imagine Goodell would have had to call
it
those
would've been
refs
hell.
right away.
It would have been the worst thing that
like,
could happen
hey,
to him.
you guys want $2 million a year, let's make it happen.
Worst thing.
Yeah,
Worst
thing
that
that can happen. Maybe,
All
so
right,
tell
Dallas.
conspiracy
I'll go
theories
Dallas.
later.
We got RG3 and the Skins heading to St. Louis
I got Washington.
for all day
Yeah.
because of Morris.
Nope, I'm not buying it. I'm going St. Louis.
St. Louis did have a good showing last week.
Yeah,
but
I mean, they should have beat the Lions. They should have beat them.
I think they're gonna build. I think RG3 is gonna build. Oh, she gave it a sharp
Very
one
nice.
too.
Every look I have for Abel
Yeah.
is some kind of crazy look.
New York Jets at Pittsburgh. I love my Jets because I love my franchise, but I gotta go pick Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I went Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't. Scoring 48 on the Bills is nothing special.
Yeah.
People are getting way
Especially
too
if
hyped
Revis
up.
can't play. He shuts down the whole side
Oh right,
field.
concussion. Yeah.
Yeah, if he can't play, that's it. San Diego. Tennessee at San Diego. Much as it pains me to say this,
You San Diego.
I have to pick San Diego.
So did I.
Have to.
I'm going. Damn.
Please pick Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm going Tennessee.
Oh,
It's gonna be a bad week for me, but I'm going Tennessee.
All right, Sunday night's game, Detroit at San Francisco. Is the shake gonna matter?
We
Is the
already know.
handshake gonna matter?
We already know. It's motivation. I hope Harbaugh does it again. After we whoops him by more, slaps him on the back and just pushes him out and goes, take a walk. We did what we had to do.
I picked Frisco. I know you guys picked Frisco, but I actually picked Frisco. I wasn't gonna pick Detroit. I don't think they're gonna win.
That is gonna be
They have
like,
no rushing game.
the best
None.
Sunday night ever.
None.
I'm
God, it's so thankful for me because I got a wedding on Saturday, so I'm gonna be hurting on Sunday.
Yeah.
a wedding.
I
I
need
thought
that
it was
extra
USC
Oh, yeah.
and
No, you guys
And
are going to
Stanford.
USC.
Weird wedding.
I got 9.
keep hearing this weird
Yeah,
stuff from our
wedding.
co-host.
USC and Stanford, buddy.
All right,
I
Monday
made my
Night
promises.
Football. We got Denver at Atlanta. Little Matt Ryan action. Peyton Manning.
Matty Ice. But I'm going Denver.
I went
I'm going
Denver.
I'm going Denver.
I went Denver. I know that
Even though it's
Atlanta's
Atlanta,
favored, but
Really?
and Matt Ryan's, I like it, but I don't know. I
They're
like
complete,
Matty
though.
Ice
They
too.
got a complete team. I'm gonna go Atlanta.
I love their kicker. Is that
What?
weird?
Oh, because you have him?
No, I don't. Somebody probably stole him from me. Like the rest of my league, stealing people from me.
I'm
Hope
going
you're
Atlanta.
watching.
Yep.
Abram, I'm coming for you. All right, so we'll get into that next week. You'll probably see this guy in another Niner
No,
shirt.
we're gonna see
I'm
this
gonna
guy. This guy has like 9 underdogs this week.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Either he's gonna be
Do you
really
want me to
smart
get
or
some
look
puffy
really dumb.
paint for this Raider
I don't
shirt?
think it's gonna be.
Oh, we should give him a Darth Vader helmet.
Oh my!
Darth
This
Vader
is not
helmet.
Halloween.
Damn
Y'all
that.
are crazy.
Damn that.
So, before we break into commercial, let me tell you this. Listen up, guys. Attention, athlete, coaches, moms, and dads. The National Collegiate Scouting Association is currently scouting the nation for qualified athletes to participate in 27 different sports. The NCSA Athletic Recruiting is the nation's leading provider of
Sound it out, buddy.
recruiting and scouting information for over 35,000 colleges, coaches, over 370,000 student athletes worldwide. So far, the NCSA has helped student athletes earn over $2.4 billion in scholarship money, and now they want to help you too.
All right, athletes, this is your golden opportunity, so don't pass this up. Call 888-331-6235. That's toll free, 888-331-6235. If the lines are busy, lock this in your cell phone. 888-331-6235.
Guys, go ahead and check them out, the NCSA. They're recruiting.
All right,
So-
also for our cave dwellers, we're going to put up our little wagers up on Facebook so you can see our picks for the week and you can see who will be wearing what shirt the next week.
Yeah, follow it.
All right.
So hit us up on Twitter too during the games if you want to talk some trash.
Yeah, I'm
down
all
for
over
that.
Twitter. You want to win this shirt right here?
Yeah. Lovely.
It is.
Lovely
I
shirt.
handmade this shirt. It could be pretty awesome in the future.
In the future, worth
Well,
some money.
Yeah, you never know.
So coming up next, we got a boxing update. Chavez, Martinez, and also the fight that was up here in Oakland. We're going to tell you all about it. Coming up next on your MCM Sports Shit.
Yeah, buddy.
My older kid.
Hey Texas, listen up. In need of quality property maintenance but don't want to overspend? Schaefer & Brothers has you covered. We specialize in affordable maintenance services indoors and out at just about any piece of property you may own. Whether it's a rental space, residence, or a piece of commercial property, Schaefer & Brothers provides quality lawn and pool maintenance, housekeeping, and other upkeep services. Whether you need a single cleanup or regular service, Schaefer & Brothers has you covered. By bundling indoor and outdoor services together into one package, you receive our discounted rates. More services for you at a price that makes both you and your wallet happy. For more information, visit schaeferslawnscaping.com. That's schaeferslawnscaping.com or call 940-220-9011. That's 940-220-9011. Call today.
Men, do you need to get a gift for your lady? Glamorous wine carriers are the perfect gift. Great for anniversary presents, birthdays, maybe you messed up and need a way to say sorry. We have tons of styles and fun designs for everyone. The ladies at Glamorous Doodads design and handcraft incredible gifts like wine accessories, handmade jewelry, and many more luxurious gift items. Never before seen items like cowboy boot wine carriers, lipstick wine carriers, and martini totes, complete with the glass holders and some incredibly unique gifts you'll find only at Glamorous Doodads. Not many boutiques these days specialized in feature products made here in the USA, much less handcrafted in the fabulous Las Vegas. For more information, please check out their website, glamorousdoodads.com. That's glamorousdoodads.com, or give them a call at 702-366-0399. 702-366-0399. Ladies, you will love Glamorous Doodads, and men, your ladies will love you for stopping in. Don't serve your wine naked, dress it up.
Billy blickety blickety blank blanking out. Trying to get it warmer than the Cayman Isles.
Welcome back to the Your MCM Sports Show with Brian Rose.
Tricia Callahan.
And Abel Tovar.
Tricia. So first, we're having fun here in the commercial breaks.
Yes.
We should actually have a show what goes on here in commercial breaks.
No, we
I
should.
A little unraw, uncut.
That wouldn't be okay
We'll
for
need a
Abel.
liquor license for that.
Abel will probably get in trouble
Yeah.
somewhere, somehow.
Yeah.
Oh, well, now I just
Illegal in
got it.
33 states. He's already illegal in 32 states.
Thank
you know.
you.
We need somebody to pick on. Might as well be Abel.
Damn, I'm the most innocent one out of the group.
Oh,
Oh, wow. Okay.
we definitely need a second show.
Damn,
So
I'm in trouble, huh?
let's get into a little boxing update with our producer, actually, Ron Hurst. Let's give a big round of applause for our producer, Ron Hurst.
Ron!
Let's get it, Ron.
Anytime you're ready, Ron.
Anytime you're ready there, bro. Anytime you're ready,
All right, I
Ron.
can't clap no more.
It's coming here soon. So
Here
we're
it
going to talk about the
Boxing.
Andre
We're gonna have to
Ward,
watch a little more
Chad
boxing.
What would you like to
Dawson.
say, producer?
He's coming over here.
Let me get out your way here. Go ahead.
Do you want here? You can have my chair.
No, it's okay. You can sit.
Look at the gentleman I work with.
He's going to nail
How's
down.
everyone doing?
Damn, tall.
Man, this is
Damn
great.
shame he's taller than me kneeling down.
Like I said, pick on Abel Day.
So what's going on?
Nothing much, man. How you doing?
Boxing with you.
Man,
You need to let us
good.
know what. Tell me
what
about
happened this
Nick
weekend?
Cannon.
Oh, are you ready to
Crazy
rumble?
or what?
2.0? What is that?
I don't know. I guess he's ever since what show he's doing? American Got Talent.
Yeah.
Ah,
Man, now everyone wants him. But I don't know. For first time he was a little bit nervous, but I think overall he did pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, first time announcing a boxing match. Man, he sees the money that Buffer's making.
And his brother. Isn't his brother doing it too?
Yeah.
but he does it for what, UFC? Or,
Yeah, I think Buffer gets $2 million to fight, and his brother gets like $500,000, something like
But,
that.
but his brother does it for UFC, right?
Yeah.
Buffer made $120 million last year.
Yeah,
That's what Candace looking at that. He was
video
like,
games.
How do I get into
Yeah.
that?
I mean,
Let's
he's
get ready.
copyrighted.
Yeah.
Video games, whenever they use them,
Get paid.
movies, he
Yeah.
gets paid.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the Andre Ward and Chad Dawson up here in Oakland.
Wow.
The hometown boy whooped his butt. So let's give a little overview on what happened with the fight.
Man, Chad Dawson, I give it up to him. He had to drop weight. He dropped the weight class to fight, Andre Ward. And
He was light heavyweight, right?
yeah, he was a light heavyweight, and Andre Ward super middleweight.
Uh-huh.
And so, people say, oh yeah, he was kind of weak because he lost so much weight and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, Chad chose to do that. And Andre Ward, man, this man is just a machine, dude.
Yeah.
He's been fighting since he was like 11, 12 years old. He was an Olympian, and so for that, with that experience and over the years, it's hard, to put somebody in front of him and not, right now he's just, he's running on all cylinders,
So who do you see Ward fight next?
Man, that's the question, the question of the year. Super middleweights. There's not, they just had that super middleweight, Super 6 back in Europe 2 years ago.
That's the one he won, right?
Yeah, he won that, and so he fought, like 6, 7 super middleweights doing that, so and beat them all. So who's out there for him? I want to say, this Martinez Chavez fight that's about to fight this weekend. They're middleweights. And and big middleweights is that, so maybe they could come to a catchweight agreement and maybe fight at a catchweight. Big names out there to make some money for them, but that's right now who I think Ward might be able to kind of strike a deal with, whoever wins this Chavez Martinez fight this Saturday.
One appetizer and two entrees for 20.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the Alvarez fight first. Alvarez Lopez. So you get a little preview on that. Now they're looking for the big ticket on there, which is the Martinez Chavez. But let's talk about the people right under that, the undercard.
And that was a little sketchy situation because the Alvarez, Lopez fight was already made before the Martinez Chavez fight.
So they just put them in the undercard.
So that
like,
was
sit down.
supposed to be main?
No, well, actually, it's not even undercard. It's two different shows, HBO and Showtime.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So now you're gonna have an HBO pay-per-view fight, and then also Showtime. So there's gonna be two fights on two big networks.
Good.
One fight you get for free if you got Showtime,
Yeah.
right? Well, you do pay for it for Showtime, but the other fight you got to pay the $60 for pay-per-view.
For HD, it's like $64 now, $65 for
Yeah.
HD.
It's
I'd rather
kinda ridiculous.
get Showtime for $10, and then when the fight's over, hey, can you cancel that DirecTV? I made a mistake.
Oh my God, Showtime
Can you
has
credit
the
my
greatest
bill?
television show.
Yeah.
I love Showtime.
Yeah.
But so that fight, it's going to be real good. Alvarez, he's the one that's expected to win that fight. He's a young fighter, 22 years old, coming in. He's undefeated. Most of his wins are by knockout. So he's coming in, very respected, and the person that should win that fight, and I think he will win that fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the pay-per-view, the $65 fight for us HD people. Who doesn't have HDTV nowadays anyway?
Yeah.
But Sergio Martinez against Chavez. So who do you have winning it? If you had $1,000 to put down, what would you put it down on?
Oh man, you know what? If I had to put it on anyone, I would put it on Martinez.
Really?
Yes, and the reason why is this, because he's older. He's
Yeah.
old, and he started his career a lot older. I think he's like 38, 39 years old. But the boy, he's in super shape, and he knows the game. He's well rounded. You know, you got. I don't know if you've been watching 24/7.
I catch every now and then.
You know, this
he
last.
talks a lot.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but you know, been watching Chavez Jr. and honestly, he hasn't been impressing me. You know, in his training camps, he's been skipping trainings with Roach. You know, like who does that in a major fight?
Yeah.
Who decides to, okay, you know what, I want to train in my living room with some of my buddies and do pad work instead of going into the gym and training with my trainer that actually knows the game than anyone, better than anyone. Is going to give me strategy to help defeat this guy that's a freaking beast. You know, he's, okay, Chavez said, oh yeah, my chin, he has a chin supposedly, and you know, he has knockout power, which he does a little bit, but you know, he's been fighting some guys, they really haven't been, like his last fight, the guy, he was losing coming into before he knocked the guy out. He was losing, and then
he came back.
And then he came back, and actually, like, this guy was really just knocking him on the chin, and Chavez wasn't even phasing him. He was eating his punches, but you know, and he ended up knocking the guy out, I think, in the late rounds. But you know, but to do that against Martinez, who's a freaking beast and is experienced and is fast as hell, you know what I mean? I think Chavez is going to end up losing this fight, guys.
It's funny that you bring that up because I don't watch a lot of the 24/7s, but the one I did catch, it showed Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. trying to show his son something, and when he was showing his son how to fight, like or a certain move, he was looking away. He was kind of like
whatever about
like I don't even
right?
want to hear you. Like whatever. And to me, like that mentality
is young.
Is and the way he talks to Sergio Martinez, I mean, in his face, it's setting himself up for a big disappointment because he's way too cocky. Yeah. And I mean, he's good. Don't get me wrong. But the way his mentality, it's almost selfish because, especially when I saw with his dad, that he was kind of dismissing his dad, like his dad didn't know what he was talking about. Almost like, come on, dude, your dad has 100 fights. Yeah. He's won. Like, you know, he's fought a lot. Not like these boxers that fight 20, 30 fights. Like, he's fought 100 fights. Yeah. And you're not even going to pay attention to him.
You're going to learn the hard way.
In the corner, like,
you know, young. You know, when you're a young kid, you know, soft. You know, you learn the hard way. So you know,
a hard head makes it soft.
Yeah, hard head makes it. That's I know. But I try to keep it PG, but you know, forget it. But you know, it is what it is. But he's still he's a young guy. You know, even if he loses this fight, would he still, you know, could turn it around and be a great fighter, a great champion? Hell yeah, you know, and he can still, you know, put his claim on the Hall of Fame, you know, if he, you know, start the work ethic that he needs to, you know, have, you know, to be consistent and be on that high level as an elite fighter, you know, day in, day out. So, you know, even if Chavez Jr. loses this fight, you know, he's still going to be a good fighter if mentally he could come around the being that he has a loss on his record.
So since we're on boxing, before we let you go, I just want to ask you a couple of questions and follow up. But since boxing isn't as popular as it once was, it was probably like America's sport, you know, back in the 80s and 70s when heavyweights, and then you had like the Sugar Rays and all that stuff in the lower weights. But with this Pacquiao fight and the Money Mayweather fight not going to happen, or it's going to happen in the twilight of their careers where they shouldn't be boxing anymore, like with UFC coming in as a package, and they're packaging like a lifestyle with you know, with the pay-per-views, with the you're viewing the lifestyle with the fights. Basically, that's what it is.
Right.
The shirts, the clothes, and all the gear. What do you think boxing has to do to overtake UFC or to put down some of their shine after after the Pacquiao and Mayweather fight?
Well, you know, I think boxing, you know, it's staked its claim in sports. You know what I mean? It's been around since, you know, the early 1900s with, you know, with some of the greats as you know, Joe Louis and so on and so forth. It's been around for so long. You know, whatever sport that comes along nowadays, you know, UFC, not knocking, UFC is a great sport. I've been to an event before at MCM. It's freaking awesome to freaking, you know, be there and watch UFC, you know, but, you know, it's just nothing can replace boxing, you know. There's going to be fighters all day long, up and coming, you know, some of the good ones, you know, you got, you know, Andre Broner is coming up. He's freaking going to be a beast. He's like a Mayweather 2.0, but I don't even want to call him a Mayweather 2.0 because, I'm looking at, some of his stuff, and he's his own man, from Cincinnati.
Does he actually wants to fight people?
Yeah, actually, he does. You know what I mean? And then you got some other, fighters and stuff. Mexico always producing great fighters, and then, Puerto Rico. So, I think that, boxing is here to stay. It's not going to go away, anytime soon. And kind of getting back to that Pacquiao-Mayweather situation, the way it's looking like, it's probably going to be, in their twilight career when they just want a payday, and people still going to be willing to pay money to see them fight. Yeah. And that's what's going to happen. They're going to fight.
Last fight of the career. Probably.
Yeah, it's last fight of the career, stuff like that. But, Pacquiao, he got some decisions to make, for this November, December coming up, who he's going to fight next.
He sets a date and without knowing the boxer, and he keeps pushing back the date.
You know what, the thing is so funny because Bradley supposedly is the champion. He beat Pacquiao, and so why is the media is all about Pacquiao, who he's going to fight next? Why is it on Bradley?
Who won the fight?
Yeah, everyone knows who won the fight, right? So so Pacquiao got some decisions to make. Is there going to be a Marquez 4? Yeah. Probably.
I hope not. Come on.
It's probably the money's going to, money talk.
There's 2 fights he should have beat him. 2 fights he won, and they didn't give it to him. I don't want to see a 4th one.
He might drink his urine again. And start drinking.
Whatever he has to do, it works. I don't care if he does it. It works.
Hey Marquez, I'm sorry for saying that, bro.
It works, man. I don't care. Keep doing it.
All right, so
he won that fight.
So next week, can we have you on so we can discuss what happened with these 2 primetime fights we got going on? We book you for next week?
Yeah, you got me for next week. Where I'm going to go? I'm right next door. So.
Okay.
All right, guys.
All right, Big Hurst.
Thank you, Big Rob.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Let me let you get out of here, buddy.
All right, that was the producer, Ron Hurst. So let's jump right back to the NFL as we should. Jay Cutler. This is actually Page 2 News brought to you by the M Vision Photography. Capture your moment forever. For booking, please visit facebook.com/the M Vision Photography. So Jay Cutler runs his mouth after that win last week against the Colts, of all teams, no less. Wishing the Packers good luck, their DBs good luck. Now, I'm a Jay Cutler skill fan. I love the skill that he has. The trajectory he puts on the ball is like no other. And he actually, that pass he threw to Forte in one of our highlights, he actually jumped through that to get the perfect trajectory to get it over the linebacker. I love that creative part of his game. I just don't like the guy when he takes off his helmet. The cocky look that he has on his face, the cocky things that he says on the podium. He even told the crowd, hey, next home game, shut up when we're at the 20-yard line. Really?
Why not? Well, I mean, first of all, the crowd should know that. I mean, honestly, I saw it at the Niner games last year. The crowd cheered at the absolute wrong times.
First of all, you're talking to drunk people. We're talking to people who's been drinking for
they gotta know.
4 hours at least, minimum,
they gotta
before
know.
the game.
Like doing the wave at AT&T.
They gotta know.
They gotta know.
Yeah,
I agree. They gotta know.
So, what do you think about it?
I think he should shut his mouth. I mean, talking about the Packers who were in the playoffs last year, won the Super Bowl the year before, and he hasn't done anything. He needs to show up, and he can speak on it all he wants. But no, I don't want to hear it.
Tough guy.
He's got to stay healthy.
Yeah. Bam. There you go.
Healthy.
There it is. There it is. He's a tough guy, or he's a nice guy acting tough. And I hate people like that because this is the same guy who supposedly got a serious injury in a playoff game last year, came back on the sidelines with a smirk on his face.
Come on, he was hurt.
No, you got to at least try. Big Ben and all them play with broken hands, broken feet, broken toe, broken ankle,
the NHL
high
and their
ankle sprain.
Injuries.
Look at the NHL; they play with half a brain.
NHL, they ain't got no teeth. They're already brain dead to begin with.
So
they don't feel pain.
Jay
and
Cutler,
they play on ice; it numbs it automatically.
Jay Cutler could have played. They could have. If that was. You could have given him a shot. Hey, give me a shot.
Look, in that playoff game when he went out against Green Bay, he was legitimately hurt. Now, he gets a lot of crap because he was on a bicycle on the side. But,
he should have stayed
but when the MRIs came through, he was legitimately hurt. And he tried to play. He just couldn't. Now, with this and with the Packers in this year, I'm all for what he's saying. Yeah. Because the Packers are soft in the secondary. And before this year, the Bears didn't have anybody that can if you press covered them, you pretty much had them beat because they didn't have any talent. Yeah. Now that they got Marshall, their new rookie receiver, they got big wide receivers. They're each like 6'2", 6'3", 220, 230. They can play press coverage. So that's all he was
saying.
saying.
And don't forget Forte coming right underneath if things break down.
But what he was saying, good luck, is because they knew that's going to be the game plan. They're going to try to press coverage our receivers. By all means, go ahead. Our receivers are just going to shove you out the way and go.
Yeah.
So that's why he was saying. So it's not like he's talking down on the Packers. He's honestly almost baiting them, hoping that they play press coverage because, he's going to benefit from that. I mean, he has big receivers.
And I think, like I said earlier, that experiment with Woodson at the safety, terrible.
No.
He's doing way more work than he was at the cornerback.
Well, it's a new position for him. Yeah. But I think mentally, halfway through the season, he's going to get it.
Yeah.
He's going to be effective.
Yeah, he's a smart guy.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. So, Jonathan Vilma wanted to talk to NFL after the panel of judges say, hey, he had no right to do it. He didn't have proof. Okay, Goodell, you have this amount of time to give me proof or these players are going to have to play. So, actually, that time came. I think it's coming either on Friday or tomorrow. So, the NFL wanted to talk to all the players, and Jonathan Vilma was the only one to step in and say, all right, I'll talk to you, Goodell. I'll talk to you again. And keep in mind, this is the same Jonathan Vilma, who walked out on the first meeting with the commissioner.
Right. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah. So I think this one here, I think Vilma's looking to give it back to him a little bit. Like, hey, I have all the leverage now. He can't play anyway for the first 6 weeks. He's on the pup list. Yeah.
No, tell it how.
Oh no,
tell us about
I'm
it.
glad because I was waiting to unload on Jonathan Vilma because, first of all, I don't agree with the appeal process it being reversed. I don't care what a panel of, third party.
Supreme Court doesn't matter, huh?
Well, I'm just saying. Look, the rules are that Goodell he's judge, jury, and executioner. Yeah. That's how they voted it. That's how a union voted it. They agreed. He's part of that union, so he cast his vote. That's how he agreed to have it. So when this whole Saints bounty thing came out, he had a chance to go to Goodell. Now, he walked out of one meeting, but there was another meeting that he didn't even go to. He just flat out skipped it.
Yeah.
So to me, if you do that, you don't want to be innocent. You can't skip a meeting with the person that holds your future in their hands. You can't skip it. To me, he's booting authority. He doesn't care. So that mentality alone, okay, to me, you're almost admitting guilt. If you're taking the fifth, then it's still, when people take the fifth, they admit guilt. They just don't want to incriminate themselves. So he did that. He didn't go. And regardless of what this third party says, I don't care what they say because my main condemning him, I guess, is the fact that Sean Payton and Greg Williams, they've already admitted guilt. So they admitted guilt that they had the bounty, whatever. They said it was wrong. Well, someone had to carry that out. And from what I remember, Jonathan Vilma had a $10,000 stake in that bounty. Mm-hmm. So they had documentation. So to me, it's like I don't see why he's making this big deal about it. Take your suspension. I mean, honestly, I don't think Goodell's going to reverse it.
Well, he has to. It's court order.
No, because he still holds. Well, the punishment's still in his hands. They're meeting because it's back in Goodell's court. They saying that he shouldn't be, but Goodell again has the final say.
Well, go ahead.
No,
You just think he should be able to play?
I'm just more. I think that they should just kind of tell that locker room what's going on instead of all this media and back and forth. And Goodell wants to meet with him right away, and they need him. And is he going to talk? Is they going to appeal it? And these guys don't know what to do on the field, and that's the only concern I have is what they're going to do for Sunday to entertain me.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I know everybody's held responsible for the action. I mean, if someone tells you they point this gun at somebody, shoot him in the foot, you're still going to go to jail regardless who told you. I understand that. But your job since Pop Warner was do what the hell your coach says or you're going to ride the bench. And there's millions of dollars on the line. And once again, we're talking about a game. We're talking about entertainment. And
it's a violent game.
It is a violent game. And these guys get paid millions of dollars for their job. And like it's the extra $200,000, $300,000 or whatever it is for an extra hit or extra interception. It's not much of those guys. They're probably actually taking the team or taking the line out for lunch or dinner that night anyway. But it's the camaraderie, the closeness, the cohesiveness that it builds in a locker room and these type of I wouldn't say events or these type of competitions come into play. I think money just adds a different little element. Even it's not much to these guys, but it adds an extra element. So if you guys want to continue that conversation, hit us up on Twitter or on Facebook, facebook.com/YourMCM. Now, Mark Cuban is really starting to piss me off. He can't shut his mouth about the Lakers. This is one. Now, keep in mind, as a business guy, I do look up to him. But he needs to shut his mouth when it comes to the Lakers. Smart. The Lakers aren't his team. This is his third time talking about the Lakers this offseason. His third time. Now, let's see. Do you have what he said up? Does anyone have what he said up?
What he said about
nobody
Dwight
wants
Howard.
to kind of like be with them or something.
The pressure on Dwight Howard.
Oh, here it is. The Lakers have done this before. Gary Payton and Karl Malone, Kobe, Shaq were all together and it didn't work. Cuban said Monday. It takes great chemistry. It takes guys wanting to be there. Look, Karl Malone wanted to be there. Gary Payton wanted to be there. You know what? They made it to the NBA Finals. And the reason why they lost the NBA Finals is because one of their key players, Karl Malone, was playing with a bum knee. And that's probably why they lost. He couldn't guard anybody. He couldn't move. So this bitterness coming from him is almost childlike.
That's exactly what it is. He's a billionaire spoiled child.
Well, tell me something, because you guys know I don't follow the Lakers like you do, but has Howard in the past, like undercover or whatever, said he never wants to go to LA, he doesn't want to be in Hollywood, he doesn't want to be with all the hype?
He has this. He said that he only wants to play. Well, out of his mouth, he's never said anything like that.
He didn't want to play with Kobe, though.
Yeah, word coming from his camp was that Kobe called him and said, "Hey, you'll be a great number 2 to me." And
well, no, not number 2.
Well, he'll be a great. He said a great
compliment. Yeah,
a great piece.
A great piece.
Yeah,
exactly, piece.
And then when I retire, which is soon, you'll be the face of Los Angeles,
which is reality.
And the word out of the camp was that, hey, I don't want to be your number 2. I want to be the guy. So that's out of the camp. But out of his mouth, he never said anything like it. To me, when at the Lakers thing, when he showed up at the Lakers press conference, I'd never seen a happier guy ever at that press conference becoming a Laker.
Well, that's why Mark Cuban's doing this, because Mark Cuban's trying to plant seeds about pressure and all this stuff that Dwight, because he's looking for somebody, because he knows once Dwight spends a year in Los Angeles, he's not going to want to leave. And Mark Cuban was hoping of landing him in Dallas, because that was one of Dwight Howard's preferred destinations. But if he really spends that year, that's not going to happen.
All right, guys, we got to move along here. We're
we're
getting pretty long. We're already in an hour and a half. But
the Giants wrap up the West.
I'm just hoping the Dodgers get that wild card. We're a game out of the wild card. We're gonna get that wild card.
Together, then.
But that $260 million not make the playoffs. Wow.
It don't matter. They got that payroll.
We already told you that a long time ago, though.
They're gonna get that wild card.
All right, Ron, take us to commercial. The Giants got the West.
Like these Jordans, they fought, and I got these mini styles that these niggas can't seem to foul. Little league of my own, like pitching off the mound with boobs, fallopian tubes.
What if you invested in MJ before he was MJ? What if you owned Carrie before she was an idol?
Football trades here. Racing trades here. Music trades here. Movies trade here. Everything you talk about, everything you think about, all trade here. People are real. The money's real. The profits are real. So will you cash in big on the FSA stock exchange? Sign up now and get started. Check your portfolio. Search out the next big star and make it play. Real money, real profits. The FSA Stock Exchange. It pays to play. Start trading now. www.fsastockexchange.com.
Respect culture over every crisis. Make it big like.
Welcome back to your Man Cave Sports Show with Brian Rose,
Tricia Callahan,
and Abel Tovar.
So we're gonna get into a little Raider Nation, Pulse of the Nation, which is almost dead.
Amen to
after
that.
week 1,
I'm gonna keep this short
awesome.
and sweet.
Thank you for not dragging it out this year.
What are your hopes?
I didn't know a long snapper is that important to a team, and first-year head coach Dennis Allen probably got one of the best life lessons as a coach that you're ever going to get. You have to keep depth not death, depth at every position.
Look at your crowd, it might be bad.
For someone to not step in there, I mean, high school teams can do that. If some long snapper goes down, you better believe someone else can step in there and hike a ball 15 yards down the field and to the punter. Not even hike the ball and get ready to block. I mean, one other person on that team should be ready to do that. So he just got a real life lesson or a sports lesson in football as a first-time head coach. And I think the Raiders defensively, I'm not ready to make any judgments defensively yet. They did look good, but once again, we're playing against Phillip Rivers, who didn't have a great year last year, so I'm not ready to judge on that. But their run defense looked amazing. But I can judge on their offense. Their offense looks terrible. They didn't take a shot down the field. I think they had a pass over 15 yards maybe once.
I hate to break it to you, but your new head coach, he's conservative. So is Greg Knapp, your new offensive coordinator. It's old Raider way, it's dead.
Now, one thing, it's good not to waste a down just throwing the ball deep, though. That it is good to
especially
not
when
to
Carson
see that.
Palmer's your quarterback.
But yeah, it's true. But we were our top two receivers weren't in there, and I'm completely sold. Oh, actually, I'm buying. Oh no, yeah, sold on Darius Harabay. That guy can get the heck out of Oakland. He's terrible. He is terrible. For Streeter to come in there, a rookie, to come in there and have more catches to catch the ball.
Whoa. Welcome to the real world, buddy.
I would
saying this for years.
Look, Raider fans need. We're all have blinders on. Yeah, most teams they have blinders on. Yeah, we're the best, but Raider fans need to wake up. I mean, don't stop going to the games or anything like that. But
that's the only way they're gonna see them.
But I mean, I'm serious. You guys, you have to start holding your team accountable, and I think more. Once he comes back, it'll be a little better. But Jacoby Ford might miss the whole season, and the season hasn't started yet. So it's not looking good. I'd rather take Chad Johnson over Hayward Bay at this point. I'd rather have T.O. than Hayward Bay at this point.
Well,
it's all bad. It's all downhill.
Abel, brighten this up.
What, Raiders?
No.
Raiders? Oh.
No, don't even talk about it.
It's not going to get bright for Raider fans, but let me talk about it.
How exciting it could be on Sundays and Mondays.
Oh, man, when you see your team gearing up to play another top team and then they totally dominate them, trust me, dude, like in 2002, I'm pretty sure you kind of remember what this is like.
We were just floating.
10 years later, let me just let you know.
2001 too.
To take the top team in the league last year, the 15-1 team, and just decimate them.
And
start to finish.
At home.
Start at home at Lambeau, the great Lambeau Field.
Yeah.
Just whooped them. We made a Candlestick Park for a day. And it's not going to stop. That's the beauty of it. Like,
no, Detroit
that was the 49ers putting the league on notice that they're legit. Alex Smith put the league on notice that I still wouldn't call him an elite quarterback.
Yeah.
But I put him in the top tier.
Yeah.
And
top tier?
Yeah, top tier. I'm talking top 10.
Top 10. I'll put him at best 11 or 12.
How different were his? Well, if you want to nitpick, yeah. I mean, if you want a backhanded compliment.
Quarterbacks right now in the league. We got Whedon, Tannehill.
Oh, those are bottom.
It's kind of heavy at that bottom.
Yeah. They're fighting for number 32 spot. But still, like, I mean, come on, Alex played a flawless game. He people were giving him a bunch of crap for those side routes that he threw, those sideline.
The 10-yard pass he threw 15 yards.
But that was at the end of the half. He wanted to put it where nobody would get it, really. I mean, if
those are very makeable. I mean, they should have been. They could have been.
He's cautious. Yeah. We still got a 63-yard field goal out of it.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
true.
He played it smart rather than turn the ball over or risk it, because honestly, you throw an interception there, that's a pick six.
Yeah. And
that changes the whole game.
Yeah.
Why give Green Bay any life that they haven't earned?
Yeah. But like I said, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with your team, the way that your DBs play, physical, and I've never seen any team play zone like that, where someone's coming across a zone, they're constantly filling and touching, and then they get out of their zone. Now it's on to the next guy. They're up on the. I haven't seen anything like that in a while.
And do you realize they're so deep that LaMichael James and Brandon Jacobs, they weren't even active for that game.
Yeah.
They weren't. I mean, AJ Jenkins suited up, but he didn't even play.
Oregon.
Exactly. They just.
So I mean, they're going to beat Dallas. I don't even think it's going to be a game. Detroit. I mean, Detroit can't run the ball. They're going to be one dimensional, and I think they're going to eat them up. But
I don't think it's going to be close like last year's game. Yeah. They're just tear them apart.
It's going to be so fun.
Home time.
All right, so go Oakland A's. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter.
Yes, and we're going to give away our shirts probably on Saturday. So you guys, we'll give you to like our Facebook page and to follow us on Twitter until Saturday morning, and then we're going to pick a winner. But you guys have a good week, and go Raiders, go Niners. Giants can suck it. They don't have to go anywhere.
Thank you. Water bottle flying. Thank you.
Take care, guys.
See ya.